Hi, AC Oven Love Pro here. Sorry, this is kind of quick, crappy, video. I haven't been able to, upload another epilepsy video, because, I've had some issues with not having internet and stuff like that. So this is just off my phone, so sorry if the quality really sucks. But, I just wanted to do a quick update that a couple weekends ago, I think it was July 17th through 19th, I was in the hospital for seizures again. I had quite a few grand mal seizures at home between, I think it was a quarter to 7 to 7:30 in the morning. And I got up with my daughter and fed her and all that. And I get auras usually with my seizures. So I had an aura and I could feel that it was going to be a bad day, essentially, for seizures. So I told my sister, and she wasn't very happy that I woke her up at like 9:30 in the morning. But I told my sister I needed to go to the ER. You know, she was like, well, why do you need to go to the ER? And I told her that I had like 7 seizures in the morning. And I knew more were coming. So we dropped my daughter off with her father, and I was in the ER. And I didn't have any in the ER until like right when they were getting ready to discharge me. I guess I had one. I don't remember a whole lot. But there's a few things I do remember, like hearing them say and stuff like that. Just kind of weird. Like I guess after I had the seizure, just before they were getting ready to discharge me, like they were literally going to get my papers ready to discharge me, and I heard them say that my pupils were really dilated, I guess. Which I think that was after the seizure had actually happened. So they put me in a different room because I wasn't on a bed. I was on an exam table, so I'm lucky I didn't fall off of that. And they put me in a room with an actual bed, you know, and they hooked me up to the heart monitor and all that kind of stuff, and had oxygen on hand in case I needed it, and did all that stuff that they usually do when people have seizures. And I had at least one other seizure there, and we just got some neurologists here about a year ago, I think last summer. We just got some neurologists in the town I live in, so they didn't have to send me elsewhere, but the neurologist came in and he told me they were gonna do a 24 to 48 hour EEG to, I guess, test if they were epileptic seizures or not. And they just had gotten me to the room that they were going to do the EEG in. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. That, you know, like, that used to be the hospice, one of the hospice rooms at the hospital, but we don't have a hospice directly in the hospital now. We actually have a hospice building. So they set that up as the new areas for the EEGs because the rooms are big and they have all the plugins they need in there. And I guess just when they were getting ready to hook me up and everything, I had another seizure. I'm not sure how long it lasted, but I ended up in the ICU, actually. So, I don't remember. I remember, like, I had been in one room in the ICU, and then they put me to another room, after that. But, so they hooked me up to the EEG. I think they only did it for 24 hours. And I had actually a really bad experience with the neurologist, which really ticked me off because I guess I went into a 50 or 40 or 50-minute seizure while I was in the ICU, and my oxygen dropped down to like 50% and my heart rate was up to like 200. And they called the neurologist. It was like probably around 10 or 11 at night, I think. And they called a neurologist, and by the time he got there, I had actually woken up and kind of knew what was going on a little bit. They had told me, I had a really long seizure, and I woke up with oxygen on me and everything. And he came in and was getting after the nurses for having me on oxygen, and just was like being a total dick. And I heard him tell one of the nurses that he told them not to call him because he didn't want to be bothered that night, which when you're a neurologist, that's part of your job, especially if there's only like one or two in a certain hospital. So they did the EEG for 24 hours and unhooked me. They were getting ready to discharge me, and I guess they couldn't get me to wake up most of the day. And then later on I had more seizures after that, but I kind of was more stable, I guess. And like how they make it, you have to call a nurse before you go into the bathroom and stuff like that. And the one nurse I had, she said that because I hadn't had a seizure for probably like 3 or 4 hours at that point, she said I don't need to call her, I could just get up and go to the bathroom. And I did fine. I went to the bathroom like 6 or 7 times, and I had no problems. And all of a sudden I had one in the bathroom. I remember getting really dizzy and getting my aura that I usually get where I smell marshmallows, which is really weird. But and I was like, okay, I need to hurry up and get to the bed. And I didn't even have a chance to get to the bed. I had like 2 seconds after the aura hit, I guess I went down. Smacked my head on the shower and between the shower and the floor, and woke up on the floor, and I could hear my heart rate monitor going off, and no nurse or anybody was in there to check on me. So I had to end up calling one, and I got a concussion from it, but she tried to say that I didn't have one because my vitals were fine. It's like I've had, I don't even know how many concussions, and just because my vitals were fine, didn't mean I didn't have it. And my GP said that yes, he believed I had one, because I had to follow up with him. But she's just like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, and just call me if you have to go to the bathroom. But like after the EEG, I guess the neurologist said that he thinks my seizures were just pseudo seizures, which I disagree with. I think that's BS because I was diagnosed with epilepsy back in 2012. But I talked to a lot of other people who have epilepsy, who's had it for 20 or more years, that their doctors are starting to say now that they're just pseudo seizures, they're not epilepsy. And they said the seizures I had while I was in the hospital wasn't the Grand Mal or tonic-clonics, but they said that I got really stiff during them, so I'm guessing it was probably a tonic seizure, or tonic seizures that I had while I was there, which is really scary, because I've never had them before. I've always had either tonic-clonics, complex partials, or myoclonic jerks. And when they told me that, I got worried, but they didn't put me on anything for it because of the neurologist thinking that it's just pseudo seizures, and the fact that I'm pregnant, he doesn't want to put me on anything anyway. Which this is around the time I started having seizures really bad with my daughter, who's 16 months now. So I have to be really careful, watch out for that, and her dad like knows that she might have to come in over there suddenly if they do it bad. And he's witnessed mine before, and so he knows how bad they can get. But I just had a really bad experience with them, and I guess one of the nurses told me he's some sort of metal object, like a kind of like a sharp metal object, not like a knife or anything. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but like he was squeezing it between my fingers and kept squeezing it tighter and tighter to test my consciousness. And even though I was unresponsive, he still kept squeezing it tighter, and when I woke up I had no feeling in one of my fingers from it. So there was that, like, really upset me, and like I was crying while I was at the hospital and stuff like that, just because of how I was treated. Like, I'm pretty sure that during pseudo-seizures most people don't lose oxygen and have their heart rate go up. So I was really, really upset about that, because they told me every single seizure my oxygen was going down and my heart rate was going up. But after he said pseudo-seizures, I always was waking, like when I woke up after them, I could hear my heart rate monitor going off and no nurses were in sight. It's like, okay. So I had a really crappy experience with that. I'm hoping soon to get more videos up. I still have research to do. I've just been really busy, and then being in the hospital, now I'm a little upset because I have to wait another 6 months before I can try to get my license if I don't have any more seizures. But I'm sure I probably will, because, you know, I can't get a break anyway. But so I just want to give you guys a quick update, and this isn't edited at all. I mean, this is just straight on my phone. I don't have any sort of editing stuff on my phone. I just thought that I would update you guys in case there's actually some people who are interested in following these. So I'm gonna probably do another video here soon. I gotta do some research and categorize what I want to do. And my dad said I need to be a little more specific on things, because I looked to him for a lot of advice, because he does videos as well on YouTube. His name is Autath. I'm not sure if I pronounced that exactly how it's, but it's A-U-T-A-T-H. He has autism, and he is an atheist, but he talks about a lot of different things. And so I would recommend, like, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, to go check out his page. He helps me out sometimes when I need help with videos, and I've helped him out with some of his videos. So yeah, if you want to check him out, go ahead. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And that doesn't mean check him out just to diss on him and be a jerk, because he didn't post his stuff just to make people happy. It's his own opinions on things. So if you want to check him out, you can. I'm thinking I'm probably going to be doing some videos about autism as well. Probably not as in-depth as my dad does them. But with me also being autistic, you know, I have my own insights I can put in about autism and my experience with it, and living my life as a neurotypical, because that's pretty much what I taught myself to do since I was little, because I knew I was different. But that's for another video. So sorry about the bad quality, and I'll let you guys know ahead of time if I have to do my next video on my phone again as well. So that you can have a little heads up. I don't have any fancy editors or anything like that on my phone. So just want to update you guys real quick. If you guys have any questions about my last video, or I mean, even if anything that I said today, like maybe you don't know like some of the seizures I named or something, feel free to ask in the comments. So yeah, thanks for watching. Alright, love you guys. Bye.